Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to set up a default router configuration. First of all, you're going to want to download Cisco Packet Tracer. I have the latest version for Windows. And next you're going to want to open Packet Tracer and get yourself an 1841 router. Just drag that right on up for network devices and place it on your workspace. Next, when you double click that, it'll open this. You have to tab over to the CLI tab, and here we are. So after that image builds itself, you can get into the system configuration dialog, and it'll ask you if you wish to continue. You can say no, press return to get started. Alright, so now we're at the router. We want to type enable and then conf t. Now what that did is entered me into the privileged executive mode, so now I have full control over anything this router does. Next, you're going to want to name your router so you can know where it is. So we're going to type in hostname English video. But wait, you actually cannot type in spaces within this, so what we're going to have to do is hostname English no spaces, or maybe even an underscore, but we can keep it no spaces for now. English video. There we go. So now you can see, instead of being named router, this router is named English video. So that's just, some organization tools, but what you really want to be focusing on is the actual functionality of the router. So next we're going to go into the console. So we're going to do line con 0. We're going to enable a password. Our password can be something simple like Cisco. That's a very average password for when working with routers and such, because it's easy to remember and if you use it all across the board. So click enter there. That's now activated. Logging synchronous. This just makes sure that all routers that you have activated are logged in and need to be logged in with the same password you've used. Also stops messages from interrupting the text input. So after we type that, we can just type login, and there we go. So now we're going to type an exit to relieve that, and we're going to configure telnet. Now telnet is very vulnerable to attacks. It is the most vulnerable way to be attacked over a router, but you still need to configure the ports in order to make sure that you have the proper securities behind it. So we're going to start with a line vty 04 command. This brings us into the telnet lines. We're going to, again, type a password. This time it can be something specific, something for more security. We're just going to do Cisco with a capital C. Enter that. Same as before, logging synchronous and login. Alright, exit. Next thing you're going to want to do is configure your banner message of the day. You can do this by typing in banner MOTD, and then after that you need to type in a pound symbol, a quote, say something along the lines of access is restricted. Now this is a necessary step when configuring a router, only because if you don't do this and somebody does happen to access your router without your permission, there was no forewarning telling them that they could not do that. So it's always good to have this message of the day, because it is the first thing that will appear when somebody opens the router. And it also serves as a deterrent for people trying to attack you, because they know that legal consequences or anything could follow. And just retype that now. Access is restricted. Forgot to end it with the pound sign. Alright, we're back in the config tab. The next thing we want to do is type in this command, service password encryption. Now it may seem like that did nothing, however, what this did was encrypt all passwords that have now been typed on this router. So instead of them being plain text and shown as Cisco with lowercase c and Cisco as an uppercase c, they are now shown as different hash symbols and different numbers. To the blind eye, you would need a decrypting tool to be able to see those passwords. And now for our last step, we're going to configure one of our interfaces. This is the most important part. This is the part that actually provides the router with functionality. So we're going to int fa00. This also is known as interface fa00. It just means fast Ethernet. The A is a symbol for Ethernet. So interface fa00. We're going to type in our IP address. This IP address will vary to person. However, we're just going to use the basic IP address for video purposes. After this, you want to type in no shutdown. This will make sure that after you have completed this command, this port will not shut down and will always be accessible because it is your internet port and you don't want that to randomly turn off. So no shutdown, as you can see, changed state to up right here. After this, we can exit again. Now we're back at the regular exec mode, and from here we can type copy, run start. It'll say destination file name, startup config. That's fine. You can rename that whatever you want. Press enter, and there you go, building your configuration. So now that is a fully configured router with your regular default configuration. Obviously, more advanced techniques can be used to further personalize any router you may configure, but for now, that is the official default way to do it.